So we were here. We read till your life, your story. Now, the real world. In the beginning, there were only probabilities. The universe could only come into existence if someone observed it. It does not matter that the observers turned up several billion years later. The universe exists because we are aware of it. Martin Rees, born 1942, astrophysicist. I want to take you behind the scenes of the world you see, because much of what you see is not as real as you may think it is. A few adventurous steps into the invisible will change the way you look at the world. It will set you free to receive an unlimited life. Most of the things you may currently believe about the real world are not true. You are much more than you may realize. Life and the universe are much more than you may realize. You may think that there is a limited amount of things in the world. You may think there is a limited amount of money, health, and resources, but it isn't true. There is no lack of anything. Quantum physics tells us that there are infinite planets and infinite universes that exist, and we move from one reality of planet Earth and a universe to another every fraction of a second. This is the real world emerging through science. It's said that we are nothing but, human beings or spiritual beings on this earth. Now, earth is nothing but a school. So once you are here on this planet Earth, there is a curriculum, there is a purpose that has to be fulfilled. So this is one part of the universe. The universe has many, many planets other than planet Earth. 10 we are aware of which are part of the solar system, but there are other planets and the whole universe is so vast. So we are just in one school for one curriculum. Like in hypnotherapy, what we were taught that how to master the school of earth. But there are other areas wherein they talk about other spheres, other planets or other schools separate from the school of earth. So the universe has no lack. यहाँ सब कुछ भंडार में है. Like when we were discussing about Elon Musk. Now, $300 billion, if you are earning 5 lakh rupees a day and you start from the day the pyramids were built, still you don't manage to complete $300 billion. So that's the power of abundance of the universe. All you need to know is how to attract that to you. And that's what is exactly being taught in the book. So everything comes from the premise of love. Everything comes from the premise of positive feelings, above the line feelings. In our universe, we are tuned into the frequency that corresponds to physical reality. But there are an infinite number of parallel realities coexisting with us in the same room, although we cannot tune into them. Steven Weinberg, born 1933, Nobel Prize winning quantum physicist. You may think there is a shortage of time in the real world. And because of that, you may live your life rushing against time. But the great scientist Albert Einstein told us that time is an illusion. The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955, Nobel Prize winning physicist. You may think that the real world is made up of living things and dead things. But in the universe, everything is alive, nothing is dead. The stars, sun, planets, earth, air, water, fire, and every object you see is seething with life. This is the real world that is emerging. There is a sense in the tree which feels your love and responds to it. It does not respond or show its pleasure in our way or in any way we can now understand. Prentice Mulford, 1834 to 1891, New Thought author. It's interesting. Everything which is there on planet Earth has its own particular frequency and vibration. Now, if you're talking about plants or trees, they also have their own particular frequency, their own particular vibration. It's said a lot of people who are into nature, they can actually speak with the trees. I've heard and read so many examples of people that, if you speak with the tree, just touch the tree and speak, it is going to listen to you. You cannot listen to it because you are not on that frequency. But a lot of people have mastered that frequency of listening to the trees. Stones have a frequency. It's interesting, how Sadhguru in this current life got his regained wisdom. When he was a child, he was very fond of going in the forest. So one particular day, he went to a forest. There were a lot of stones in whichever area that was, I think somewhere close to Mysore. So there was that particular stone in which in his past life, he did so many meditations. That was that particular stone. So he just went there and sat on that stone. This is a real story, okay, by Sadhguru. He sat on that stone, and I've heard, I think 5 days he was just there without any food, nothing, and regained all his past lives wisdom. So he was in tuned with the frequency of that stone. And that stone was not from this life, it was from his past lives. So everything that he did in all his preceding past lives, all came in front of him. And for 5 days, he was just sitting. And when people found him, because he was missing for 5 days, and they woke him up, he said, "Main to abhi 10 minute pehle aaya tha." That's a true story. So stones, everything is energy, and everything has a frequency and a particular vibration. Animals, all animals, they have their particular frequency, they have their particular vibration, and especially domesticated animals. In a lot of therapies and a lot of books, it said all domesticated animals are on their way for reincarnating as a human. This is probably one of their last few lives as an animal, so that they can be born as humans. And it's interesting, only domesticated animals have all problems which humans have. They will have constipation, they will have diarrhea. It doesn't happen to stray dogs, because they're so much in touch with all who are around them that they pick up their emotions from the family members, from all others. Stray dogs don't have these issues, because these domesticated animals are on their way towards a human life. So they pick up those emotions. They're there for that lesson. All domesticated animals, be it cats, be it rabbits, especially for dogs. Yeah, for dogs it's said, because dogs are, those kind of species who are very, very sharp and clever. So they pick up the human emotions and they behave like that. You may believe the real world is everything you can see, and that everything you can't see isn't real. And yet, the color you see when you look at something is in fact not its real color. Each thing absorbs all the color that it really is and reflects the color it is not. And that's the color you see. So the sky is actually every color but blue. The only color which absorbs all colors is the color black. So I don't know if I have spoken with you people. I mean, generally, I prefer and I tell people not to wear black, though I am wearing black today. Now, black is a good color when you want to absorb everything. So in terms of therapies or in terms of workshops, I prefer to wear black, because that is where I'm going to be absorbing everything which is around, absorbing the healing, absorbing what is there, absorbing the collective conscious energies of everybody. And the only color which does not absorb anything is white. That is one of the major reasons when a person leaves this planet, leaves the school of earth, he's put under white cloth, not any other colored cloth, so that he does not absorb anything. No more energies should be absorbed by that person. There are many sounds you can't hear, but their frequencies are beyond what you can hear, but they are real. You can't see ultraviolet or infrared light because the frequencies are beyond what your eyes can see, but they are real. If you imagine all the known frequencies of light as the size of Mount Everest, then all you can see is smaller than a golf ball. You may believe the real world is made up of all the solid things you can see and touch, but actually, nothing is solid. The chair you're sitting on right now is a force of moving energy, and it's mostly space. So, how real is your chair? A wise man, a wise man recognizing that the world is but an illusion does not act as if it is real. So therefore, he escapes the suffering. Gautam Buddha, 563 to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism. You may believe that your imagination is just thoughts and dreams and has no power in the real world. And yet, one of the hurdles for scientists in proving things to be true or not is removing the scientist's beliefs from scientific experiments, because what the scientist believes or imagines will be the outcome of an experiment affects the outcome of the experiment. This is the power of human imagination and beliefs. Just as the scientist believes affects the outcome of an experiment, so do your beliefs affect the outcome of your life? Your beliefs, true or untrue, form your world. I repeat this line. Your beliefs, true or untrue, form your world. What you imagine and feel to be true creates your life, because that is what you are giving to the law of attraction, and that is what will be returned to you. Your imagination is more real than the world you see, because the world you see comes from what you imagine and believe. What you believe and feel to be true is what will be your life. If you believe you can't have the life you dream of, then the law of attraction must follow what you say, and that will be your real world. To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all, but to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. Abraham Lincoln, 1809 to 1865, 16th President of the United States. A story of limitation has been passed on from one generation to the next through the history of humanity, but the time has come to tell the real story. Now, as we discussed yesterday, your belief is nothing but your own imagination, your own set of memory experiences over the period of time. And the irony is they are created by the mind, and the mind makes sure that you treat them as your reality, which is not the case. It is just a belief. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. It's interesting. I was just reading a few days back about this NLP practice. Now, it's very clear with everybody, if we touch a fire coal, we'll get burnt. But obvious, you touch a burning coal, you'll catch fire. You'll burn your hands or whatever body part you touch. But there is a science wherein the belief of the coal and the fire is reprogrammed in the brain, and people can actually walk on coal which is burning and their feet don't burn. That is a very, very good example of changing the belief system, and they take 3 days to make that belief system. If you want to walk on fire coal, they will work with you for 3 days, change your entire belief system, and if you get onto that new belief system and you walk on that coal, you will not catch fire.
Arjun, I've done that.
You done that, no?
I've done that, and also walked on broken glass. So, and nothing happens.
Nothing happens. So what is that? If you do not have that belief, or if they don't work on your mind, you'll catch fire or you'll hurt your legs.
Correct.
So that is playing with the belief, because the best part of the belief is it is created by us only. So when we work on that belief system, it is very easy for us to change. All we need to know is have a few set of tools how to reprogram the brain. It's as simple as upgrading a software of a computer. Just takes about half an hour, 1 hour also at times.
And also, I'll add some people who panicked, basically who had fear at that time, they did get burned.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why, we had those toothpaste to put under their feet at that time. But a lot of people who walked calmly without fear had no issues.
See, the time you tell your mind, okay, this is the new reality, and if the mind accepts it, now mind acceptance will come when there is no fear. Mind acceptance will come when it's coming from the premise of above the line feelings, of love, of gratitude, of joy. If it is coming from that premise, the mind will accept this reality. And believe you me, that now if you try to do it without that speaking with anybody, you will burn yourself.
That's why normally the precursor to that is a big motivational talk, and then after that this follows. So then you're in the above the line feelings, and you're feeling great, and then you're believing in whatever is being told to you, and then you go ahead with the exercise.
It's a mix of getting you into a slight hypnotic state and working with your mind. So in hypnosis, when we work with the mind, we work with the subconscious mind, where the belief has stored. And it's created an impression there. So we need to work on that.
So Arjun, can recent impressions, like not created from childhood, but say as an adult, can also that be worked through hypnosis, like cutting the
Yeah,
cord and all that
yeah.
through that?
There are
Okay,
many cutting cord, reorienting cord, them very. But that depends on the therapist, now what he wants
right. So
and what are your intentions.
fears and phobias
Yeah.
can.
Fears and phobias to bahut hai. There are so many techniques in hypnosis, there are so many techniques in NLP that you can work with the fears.
But these are not handled by psychiatrists and psychologists. These are special people. These are hypnotists. Are they
They're therapists, healers,
therapists,
basically.
healers?
The real story. The real story is that you are an unlimited being. The real story is that the world and the universe are unlimited. There are worlds and possibilities that you cannot see, but all of them exist. You have to start telling a different story. You have to start telling the story of your amazing life, because whatever story you tell, good or bad, the law of attraction must make sure you receive it, and it will be the story of your life. Imagine and feel whatever you want, and those will be the pictures you receive back in your life. Give love as much as you can and feel as good as you can, and the force of love will surround you with people, circumstances, and events that you love. You can be whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, you can have whatever you want. What do you love? What do you want? What do you desire? Let's go, let go of anything you don't love about your life story and just keep the things you love. If you hold on to the negative things from your past, then you keep putting them in your story every time you remember them, and they go back into the pictures of your life, which is now. Let go of the things you don't love about your childhood and keep the things you love. Let go of the things you don't love about your adolescence and adult years and keep the good things. Just keep the things you love about your life. All the negative things of the past are done, finished. You are not the same person as you were then. So, why keep putting them in your story if they make you feel bad? You don't have to dig negative things out of you from the past. Just don't put them in your story anymore. A mighty, eternal, and incomprehensible forces pushes us all forward. But while all are so being pushed, many linger and look back. Unconsciously, they oppose this force. Prentice Mulford, 1834 to 1891, New Thought author. If you keep telling a story of being a victim, then those pictures will play over and over again in your life. If you keep telling a story that you are not as smart as other people, or not as attractive as other people, or not as talented as the other people, you will be right, because they will become the pictures of your life. When you fill your life with love, you'll find that guilt, resentment, and any negative feelings will leave you. And then you will start telling the greatest story ever told, and the force of love will lighten up your life with the pictures of the real story of your amazing life. Love is the greatest power on earth. It conquers all things. Peace Pilgrim, born Mildred Lissetti Norman, 1908 to 1981, peace activist. Our life is unlimited. The issue is, जो हमें नहीं चाहिए, हम वही मांगते हैं, हम वही बोलते हैं. For example, if I want to lose weight, yeah, I'm sick and tired of this body. This is what you're asking. This is the cast, the spell that is being casted by you. Unknowingly we do it. But yeah, when we get onto the premise of being consciously aware of what we want, then we know what we need to ask. Then we will use the words, and then we will cast that particular spell which we require, which we desire. Yeah, but very important, first thing is, what exactly do you desire? That should be pretty much clear with you in all the different spheres of life, be it health, be it family, be it relationships, be it your career. मुझे क्या चाहिए? What is it that I desire? And then work upon it. Everything is possible. Why is it said that everything is possible? If you can think about it, that means it exists. So if it exists for somebody, why not you? Who is stopping you? If it exists in the universe, that is why it is there in your mind. Your mind can have so many thoughts. Why this thought? Why, for example, if Elon Musk would have imagined that I want to attract $300 billion, it was there in the universe. He thought about it and he made it a reality. He gave it those love. So anything that comes to your mind already exists. And if that particular thought is coming to your mind, that means your mind is ready for it. If it is a new car, if it is a new job, those thoughts won't come every day. So whenever they come, they are part of your reality and they actually exist. That is why they are showing up now.
So, for example, so that means, so if you want a particular career, like this is what, say you might be passionate about theater, acting, dance, whatever, and but you think that it's not stable and there's no financial stability and all. So then, how do you?
तो चाहिए
like,
वो मांगना है. अगर उसमें आपको फाइनेंशियली वायबिलिटी चाहिए, पहले वो मांगो. उसमें स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए, स्टेबिलिटी मांगो. जो नहीं चाहिए उसके बारे में नहीं सोचना, उसके बारे में नहीं बोलना. क्या चाहिए उसको इमेजिन करो, उसको लव वाली फीलिंग्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लाइक इफ right now I am also going through a phase where I am thinking whether I should pursue being a therapist or a healer, whereas I have a work which is giving me sufficient good money, whether that money is going to be coming from that or not. So I am in that phase where I am evaluating the decision. So मेरा अभी वो desire clear नहीं, मुझे चाहिए क्या. But once it's clear, then I'll ask ना, हाँ मुझे 10 लाख रुपए महीना कमाने वाला थेरेपिस्ट बनना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे ये करना है. So whatever is it that you desire, only talk about that and only want that. Be clear with what you desire. मुझे चाहिए क्या, उसको करो ना. If you feel that there is going to be less money or there is going to be less unstable, it's going to be unstable, don't think about it, na? Because you don't want an unstable job. You want a stable job, it gives you good money. वही मांगो, उसी के बारे में सोचो. हमें जो चाहिए, हमें जो चाहिए, हमें उसी को यूनिवर्स को भेजना है.
जो नहीं चाहिए वो बिल्कुल नहीं बोलना चाहिए, लेकिन कभी कभी माइंड में नेगेटिव थॉट आ जाता है ना. स्विच. Okay.
See, out of 86,400 seconds, 66% thoughts are negative. It's human. But when you are in the premise of being consciously aware कि क्या हो रहा है और मुझे क्या चाहिए, make that choice. And once you make that choice, you know these are the consequences they are going to follow. Time lag sakta hai, but yeah, being in that sphere of being consciously aware can do wonders. For example, like 2 days back, when nobody logged in, I didn't realize it that I had manifested it. जब वो हुआ, I got a thought, oh यार मैं तो ये सोच रहा था. It is not happened. It never happened earlier. Why that particular day when I had to go for a wedding? कहीं ना कहीं manifestation चल रही थी ना. And it was not that it was a intended desire. अपने आप दिमाग में चल रहा था और मैं उसको फील कहीं ना कहीं फीलिंग्स दे रहा हूँगा. It got manifested. छोटी छोटी चीजों से जब आप शुरू करते हो ना, then you realize, start manifesting छोटी छोटी चीजें, then you know you get more confidence.